Drivin Ivan here, and behind me you can see I'm at another car show, Hunt Country Classic 2023. And yes, I've just been to some very cool car shows. I was in Europe, so I was at a London Cars and Coffee, and I went to a car show in Tuscany, toured all the factories. So I've got a lot of cool videos out there, and today I'm going to do something a little different. Of course, I'm going to show you every car here, but I'm also going to talk about what makes British cars in particular special. And so let's get started. Smash that like button if you already haven't. Follow me, and of course you can search Drivin Ivan and any car and you will find it. But let's get going. So what makes these British cars special? What is it? Why are all these people here with British cars in America? Interesting question, don't you think? I mean, you know, usually I just show you the cars and that's sort of it. Talk about each one, maybe something special about the car. But, well, I think it goes back to really the beginning of our country. You know, we separated with Britain, and I think we've admired things about the country ever since. Anglophiles, people that like English cars, English music. I mean, the Beatles, you know? Of course, there's so many people all around the world that like the Beatles, and there's so many people all around the world that like British cars. Where did it all start? Well, if you look back there, ooh, the wind is terrible today, but if you look back there at that Triumph, trying to shield you from the wind and the bad audio, that's really kind of the beginning. You had, well, it was really like the TDs and the TFs, but MGTC, but you had people, soldiers from America, who went over and were fighting in the war, and they kind of fell in love with these open British sports cars. And they brought them home. And people said, hey, you know, these big American cars, I mean, you know, they have their place, but these sporty British cars brought something special. And ever since really the 50s, you know, before too, actually, the Austin 7 was a very popular car that was modified and that sort of thing. But ever since then, these cars have been popular in America. And it's because they are fun to drive. They have that keep calm and carry on sort of spirit of the British, you know. Put the top down no matter what the weather is. I have a video driving a sports car in the rain, and I'm driving my Austin Healey Sprite in that video. Here's a Sprite. And you know, it's there's something very British about it. You just put the top down, you bundle up, and you drive with the top down. This is a great car. Hey man, I'm in the middle of a video. Nice to see you. We'll talk in a second.
Yeah, man.
But I'm just talking about why British cars are special. And part of that reason is because they just make you want to get in and drive when you're all bundled up, and no matter what the weather is, through the rain, you name it. A friend of mine here, Todd, is an excellent driver. He's got his fair share of cars.
Only cars here, it's illegal to take a shot of whiskey before you drive.
Legal to take a shot of whiskey. There you go. So that is another thing that's special about these cars. And here we are with the Triumphs here. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to walk around. I'm going to start at the other end. And I'll let the cars speak for themselves a little bit. Now, Triumph is a company that started off basically taking engines and putting them on bikes to make motorcycles. That was at the turn of the century. And it was later on they started building cars. And, well, they became quite popular. Who owns Triumph now? Well, BMW actually has the rights to the name, and they've come up with some anniversary kind of prototype design studies, but nothing has really been released. So it's kind of a dormant brand now. But this one, 72 TR6, 6-cylinder engine, of course. Really, I've driven these, and they're quick. They are, they're quick, and this one, look at the proper British colors here. Beautiful, aggressive wheels with red line tires, looking good. Wow. Dual carb, wire wheels on this one. It's nice to see, you know, you got the same type of car just over and over. Well, in this case, slightly different, but it's nice to see how they're equipped and just how they're finished off and the polish level on these cars. Beautiful show cars here, all of these.
Oh, I think it's here. Is this it right here?
Triumph seat belt covers there. I still want to show you every car at the show here, as I've done. You can look back at the videos from past years as well and see them on YouTube. Just search for the Hunt Country Classic. I think I have last year's and also 2019's. Back here we get into some interesting cars. There's the Astons, sometimes in the Bentleys, and the Rolls are in the back row, as I remember. Here we have the Morris Minor, late 50s, and wow, just so many body variants. Here's a pickup truck version, 1960, 1967. Look at that. So this is a 60, that's a 59, this is 67, and then, you know, there's not too many differences in the bodies there. Beautiful color, this one here with the red interior, kind of a woody. Morris Minor 1000, it says.
It's got the mirror.
Gotta have the fire extinguisher just in case. Really pretty. One thing I do like about this show is I believe that the spectators pick the winners here. This was a kind of a Rover Honda Acura sort of car. Basically, they have, I think they have a Honda Acura running gear. Look at that, manual transmission. So you had a bit of British polish, fancy interior, leather and cloth there combined, and then you had what was supposed to be the reliability of the Honda's Acura at that point. It was, I think it was before the Acura came out, or right at that point, and they were looking to get some prestige. But yeah, these were available in the US, so they were called Sterlings, and not just the hatchback here. You could get different versions of that too as well. I think they had a sedan as well. Wow, look at that. Bug Eye or Frog Eye Sprite. These are the Prince of Wales class. I think these might be past winners, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I was just in England. I went to a great car show at a place called Hexagon Classics. So check that one out. They had all sorts of very cool Aston Martins and a Wood 300 SL Mercedes, and even a Rinspeed Porsche 911 Turbo, which was very cool. A lot of British cars too, of course, and there were cars that people brought for the Cars and Coffee too. This one, the E-Type Jag. Want to know what car Enzo Ferrari said was the most beautiful car ever built? Well, you're looking at it. This is it, the Jaguar E-Type. Enzo Ferrari knows a thing or two, or knew a thing or two about cars, and he said this is the most beautiful car ever made, so I think we got to trust him. I have driven the Roadster version of this, and also a super light version. Look for the full review on YouTube, but amazing cars, absolutely amazing. Now, what's a Mog? They're called Moggies in Australia. A Mog is a Morgan, and a Morgan is a car that was started by one man, and he was building things, basically, and he started to build a three-wheeler, which he built from like the 30s to the 50s, and then he started to build cars. He came up with his own suspension, and it went through two generations of the family, his son and his son after. And who owns Morgan now? Well, it's owned by a Chinese conglomerate, I believe, actually. But they still build cars in the old traditional way. They have a newer looking one. I think Richard Hammond of Top Gear has one of those, the Arrow. But they're either 4 cylinders usually, plus 4, or 8 cylinders, plus 8. Those were the most common. And classic British styling and engineering, and they were very sporty. They even competed in Le Mans. They won their class with a 4-cylinder in Le Mans one time. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, the Morgan. Excellent cars. I remember seeing a 3-wheeler for the first time. It was amazing. Really, really neat. MG, Aston Martin. It's a DB9. It's a DB9. No, it's a Vantage. Yeah, fooled me. I reviewed the Vantage V8, actually, S. Beautiful cars. And the DB9. So again, these are past winners of, I think, Best of Show, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. MG Magnet. Beautiful two-tone paint job. Let's take a closer look at this one. Beautiful. Look at those seats. Those bolsters will hold you in. Aston Martin Club. Just some beautiful examples today. Out here, everywhere. 57 Jag XK140. And the XK120 and 140 were names as such for their top speeds. Very, very quick cars. If you think of 1957, think about your 57 Chevy. A beautiful car, certainly, with the fins and everything. But the British designers and engineers were more into top speed and such. You know, you're not going to find a 57 Chevy going 140 miles an hour unless it's heavily modified. And if so, it probably couldn't take a turn to save its life. These could do it all, and were definitely successful in racing. Jensen Interceptor here, very cool. Interceptor 3, Cabriolet, Spider, really cool. These are pretty pricey, actually. They're not as cheap as some British used cars are. This Lotus Elan. Now, I want you to look at this and let me know in the comments what you think this looks like. What does this look like, kids? Yeah, it's the Mazda Miata. They stole it. Yes, they did. Mazda wanted to bring a reliable car to America, and in 1989 they did. And basically they just re-released this car with Japanese engineering. Twin cam engine in this one. I have 2 Lotuses, an Esprit and a Europa. Just search elsewhere if you'd like to see those. I hope you've smashed that like button too, as we work our way around the field here. More Jaguars. Look at the color on this one. Wow. Impressive. Like a brownish bronze. I don't know what they call it, but I call it really pretty. It was on the British reliability run. That means it drove thousands of miles. So that's impressive. That is lovely. They've got the right clothes to drive it in. Big cooling fan there. Looks like an aftermarket aluminum fan. Gotta keep them cool.
Matching jacket inside.
I know, I saw. Beautiful houndstooth 1952 Jaguar XK120. What a beauty. Wow. This is a fixed head coupe. XK120. And then right next to it, another one. These are to 1960, so all of these are pre-1960. 120M. Probably a competition.
Yes.
The M. What's it stand for?
M.
Okay. How is it? How is it to own this fine vehicle?
It's interesting.
Yeah?
It's like driving a truck.
Yeah? It's got to handle a little better than a truck, doesn't it?
Not much.
How close to 120 have you had it?
About about 125.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's good for a little more, huh? Amazing. They advertise 120, but it's good for 125. Where did you do that, sir?
At Pacific Raceways in Washington.
Nice. Well, it's a beautiful car. Thanks for bringing it, sir.
Thanks.
Drivin Ivan, doing a video on every car here.
Oh.
Check it out on YouTube. Lovely white walls too, Firestones. Very, very beautiful. Wow. Now some Jaguars. These were just kind of the it car for a while in the 80s and 90s. This is a 96. So when you got to 96, you started getting a lot of safety incorporated into these cars. You know, you'll see the kind of ugly early airbag that made the steering wheel big. SRS, standard supplemental restraint system. Got the pin striping on this one. Lovely. Go around the front, show you these Jaguars. Some with 12-cylinder engines.
Oh, yeah.
Team Chuffed Rally
Is
Cat.
that far from where you? No. Where is it?
90 Jaguar XJS, 12-cylinder engine. 6175 there coming up. Another XJS. This might even be the one I reviewed. I'm not sure. No, this is an earlier car than the one I drove, and a beauty. It probably has the switches inside and not the kind of toggle switches. So yeah, this is an earlier car. Beautiful, beautiful example. And again, the car that Enzo Ferrari called the most beautiful car ever built. Of course, yeah, if you look at it from over top, kind of has that sexy shape of perhaps a woman's body. Let's just say it's a lovely car and a joy to drive. Again, watch my review of I believe it was a 70, so it was a later version, but still a joy to drive and a joy to behold like this one. Great car, sir. Wire wheels. This one in the British Racing Green here. And here's the later toggle switches I was talking about.
This one does have the bypass hose.
So, yeah. Beautiful shape, beautiful color. Again, a later. You know, I like the different colors. Let me know your favorite color in the comments.
Yes.
I love them blue. All my cars are blue if I pick them. This is lovely. And gotta love the way these open. They just kind of swing whoop, up that way. So not only was it a very lovely shape, but the functionality of it was even interesting as well. The 12-cylinder is just everything you want. Can add a Vantage, I believe. Let's see. Dublin, Ohio. 007. Manual transmission here. That's definitely excellent to behold there. Rare option. I think they're kind of rare. 2014 Aston Martin Vantage. And again, I reviewed the Vantage, V8 Vantage S. Good cars. And again, definitely have that James Bond feeling when you're driving it. V12 STK. Barrage. Here we're getting back into the 90s here, I believe. Look at that. Wow. 600 Aston Martin Lagonda, engine built by Terry Durston. Specifically. Manual transmission, green and tan, green piping. They know how to do it at Aston. Love it. Absolutely beautiful.
That's the car.
That is the car.
Muscle car.
It's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, British muscle car.
Audacious.
All right, Jaguar. Absolutely cool. Love them in blue. Yeah, if I get to choose, my cars are going to be blue in most cases. Not all of them are blue. Want to know what I drive? Just search, what does Drivin Ivan drive? I find the video with my collection. I'll be changing things up too and selling some cars. I just got back from Europe, as I said, and I might have bought some cars over there, and I'm going to do a series of videos on how to import a car from Europe, how to license it over there and drive. I actually picked up a British car and drove it on the Nürburgring. I won't spoil it for you. I purchased an MGF and I drove it all around Europe, drove it on the Nürburgring, and I'm going to tell you how to purchase a car overseas, how to license it, and then how to bring it home. And that's going to be a series upcoming very soon. But onward we go. Smash that like button too. And watch my lap on the Nürburgring. Why not? Making sure I'll show you every car. Don't worry. I'll circle back and get everything else. There's a lot to see. I'm going to pick up the pace a little here. XJR. I bought the cheapest supercharged Jag. Is my video on this car. In fact, that one is for sale. Send me a private message if you want it. RS. Some very sporting Jaguars here. Very quick. We say Jaguar in America. They say Jaguar. Love the way when you turn it on, this transmission knob pops up. I have a review of the Jag from back in the day. Probably similar to this one. Not as sporty though. And yeah, it was probably a XF. Check out my full driving review of that era Jag. Very nice. But yeah, I also have an Estate. I have the X-Type Estate. XJ6. Yeah, here's the X-Type, and I have the Wagon version of that one. Surprised there's nothing out here today. These are the saloons, they call them. Beautiful. Wow. Looks good. Yes, 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 as that gentleman said. Mark II, this one with the tool kit and everything. Very cool. Karma. This one is a 67 420. This one is beast. Looks like it's been definitely prepped. It's got a manual transmission. Very, very cool. I know those Lynx looking wheels. I'm not sure what you call those, but they're definitely sportier than the stock ones. XJ6C. And look at this lovely, lovely shape here. Wow. Color is striking too. Ain't she a beauty? I think so. A lot of people out here enjoying this kind of warm fall day. It's low 60s today. But it started off cold in the morning, so these people that maybe drove here with the top down, they're definitely British through and through. And another reason I was saying earlier, another reason why these cars are so popular is that, you know, you've got a lot of people with English background in the United States. The United States is a melting pot. You have people from all over. Certainly you have people with British heritage. And so there is a strong, strong tradition of loving British cars in America, and that is definitely seen here. This, by the way, is the property, Summit Point Raceway. The owner of that, he had this property, and his wife now has it. He has passed away, but his wife still hosts the event here on his property. So yes, the owner of Summit Point Raceway, it's now been, I think they've passed on ownership of it, but yes, and yes, and yes, this is their property, and it's very nice of them to offer it up for this show every year. It's always here, it's always pleasure to be here. It's got a great layout and everything. And we're just making our way back to cars that we haven't seen. Show you this row again. Triumph Spitfire GT6. I really like these. Like the MGB GT. I like the fastback shape there. Very cool. And again, Triumph, now owned by the BMW company. They own the name. Triumph TR7, TR8. Well, these are both TR8s actually. Which means 8-cylinder engine. That's what it means. V8. 1980. Look at the interior in that one. Lovely. And this one too. Wow. I am a fan of this one. Love that interior. They both look great, the tartan interior. But in blue. Whew. Okay.
Hey, how are you?
It was awful, and I had to wear a disguise because I was so embarrassed to drive it.
Austin Healey's. And now my faves. It's probably my favorite British car, Lotus. Like I said, I have 2 Lotuses. I can't believe there's so many Europas out here this year. The Elan, which I showed you earlier, based on the Miata there. The Europa. And 2 of them. Look at that. There's some of my Lotus buddies. Hey Bob, in the middle of a video. I'll say hey to you in a bit. Wait, did you drive something? This is it? It looked different last time I saw it, didn't it?
Yeah, fairly.
It looks a little different. Now I recognize it. How'd she drive over here?
No problems, but it was terrifying.
Good work. Good work, sir. Keep calm and carry on. Good friend of mine. He also has a 78 Lotus Esprit. We both have Esprits and Europas, so definitely nice to have people. This is similar to mine. Let's see what year this one is.
90.
90, 2 years after mine. So it has the airbag. Mine does not have the airbag. But basically same shape, totally. And the 2.2 liter turbo engine, intercooled, beautiful. Look at this Elise. The girl that this car is named after is actually on social media, and she has one, and she's always traveling around and putting out some cool car stuff. You can follow me on Instagram, Drivin Ivan Cats, and also on TikTok, The Real Drivin Ivan. And I give you some separate special content, and sometimes I go live and show you things that you don't see on my normal YouTube channel. So that's something to look out for. These are cars chosen to be seen when you drive in, so they're special too. Early MG, later MGB. MGs everywhere as far as the eye can see. 58 MG Magnet, another MGB. Zoom in on this one a bit. Looky there. MGA. So you're looking at the years early 60s, I would say, maybe late 50s on these. Also, that one was a 62. This one's a 59. Look at that two-tone. I say two-tone, but it's blue on blue is what I meant to say. Blue interior, blue, light sky blue exterior. I have a Mercedes SL with the top and hubcaps that color. I believe it's called aqua blue on the Mercedes cars. I'm not sure what they call it here on MG, but I call it beautiful. MGB with the hard top. I'm sure that's pretty rare. MGBs as far as the eye can see. Mini Cooper back there. I have a driving review of the Mini Cooper Clubman. Check that out on YouTube. I have an MG Midget, twin to my Austin Healey Sprite. There's not a lot of Sprites out here this year. Kind of weird, but I like this one with the early looking wheels and such. Original owner. There you go. That's kind of cool to see. People out here enjoying the day. Aggressive wheels on this one. Wow. Knockoff wheels. Love those. Orange, green, all the colors they could be in. Read about that if you pause it. So yeah, these are the earlier ones. Beautiful. Morgan's over there. We'll get back to them. Beautiful bagpipe music playing in the background. These later MGBs. Or maybe, it's going to 4 to 80 here. Now, like I said, the MG Midget is what I have. I have a 67 Midget. And I came with a hard top. This is the MGB GT that I told you about. Oh, like that Triumph version. I think they're lovely. I love these. Look at that one with open top. MGB GT, and this one says V8. Wow. What a beast.
Rover 3.5.
Rover 3.5. Thank you, sir.
Rover 3.5 engine. It was originally a, I think it was Buick engine. Yeah.
Beautiful. Brigitte BGT. Look at that one. Wow. And notice these are all left-hand drive. You know, if you Brits are watching, you're like, hey, wait. It's kind of strange, but yeah, they're all. America is one of the biggest car markets for manufacturers, so they definitely cater to American market, and that means left-hand drive. Here are the Morgans. Like I said, the three-wheelers were popular from the 30s to the 50s. They stopped making those, but they made cars with wooden chassis, and they had some success at Le Mans, winning their class with the Plus 4. Quick version. This one two-tone, looking good. Very special cars. Built the same way for years, and they didn't want to change it. In fact, they went through some difficulties, and someone said, hey, I think it was a kind of a British politician or something, and he said, or certainly a business owner, and he said, you gotta stop the waiting list, because there was a huge waiting list. The waiting list ranged from like 6 months to 10 years on these cars. And he's like, we got to get rid of the backlog. You got to retool everything. You got to change everything, make it more modern. They said, no, this is the way they're built. And they survived. They still build cars today. So that was the right answer. And that person was happy to be wrong, because he was actually a fan of the Morgan Car Company. And in fact, they changed it back. They changed their name in there during that whole process too. So
I finally had a conversation with
right, a couple more here. I saw a TVR. Not seeing it right now, but there was a TVR I saw earlier. I love the TVRs. these lovely. Wow. White Knight. Beautiful cars on a beautiful day with people just enjoying them. Great to see. People are coming in with always interesting to see what people drive to car shows. You got a Tesla here. You got a beautiful 944 convertible. In fact, I have a Porsche on my shirt today too. 944 Cabriolet, beautiful car. Jaguar Type S. Open class sedan. You got a Big Ben. You got a London Taxi is what you got here. LTI, Fairway FL2. Lincoln, Virginia. Right-hand drive, of course, on the Taxi. Plenty of room for your passengers. Riley. 1.5. Pretty cool. Jensen. This one's always here, this Rover.
Oh.
Sweet. How you doing? 3500 V8. Jensen Healey. This has a Lotus twin cam inside. Almost bought one of these once. But the one I should have bought was the Jensen GT. That's the wagon version of this. Unfortunately, I have a driving review of that. So just search. Yeah, 2 liter. And search Drivin Ivan and Jensen Healey Jensen GT, and you'll see my driving review. Basically, it's the same as this with a wagon back. I should have bought that car. And there was one other convertible like this, but I honestly think the shooting brake, the 2-door wagon, is more interesting. Oh, here's the TVR. I just found it. Beautiful. I think there might be another one here too. 79 TVR. These are really fast British cars, and lovely too, I think. This one's lovely too, actually. Look at this one. 1970 Rover. Oh, look at that cute dog. Sticking out the window there. Another cool old MG midget rolling in. That's an Austin Healey. Yeah, Sprite. I believe. But they're called the Spridgets. I have both. Sprite, midget, Spridget. So there you go. A couple more over here. And then I will wrap it up on the other side, where there's a couple featured cars as well. Land Rover, look at that one. It's lovely, brand new. Great. Okay, back into the special area here, and we have a very old MG here. Let's see how old it is. Is it going to tell me? 1949 MGTC. So yeah, this was the one that soldiers were bringing back after the war, and the earlier cars too. And that's what made British sports cars popular. So we've gone full circle. Started talking about why these cars are so sought after in America, and now you know. You've seen them. They represent all sorts of different body styles, different engines, different styling cues, and now the ever popular giant killers, the Mini. These just were so successful on the racetrack. They would knock off much faster cars because of their great handling, and just absolutely legendary, really, on the track. And you know, Italy had the Cinquecento, the Fiat 500, and America, we had the Model T, and then we had, of course, Germany had the Beetle, but these were the beloved British car. You know, George Harrison had one of these. And Even Enzo Ferrari had one of these, believe it or not. So there you go. It's a beloved car, and just a wonderful day here, showing you these British cars here at the Hunt Country Classic 2023. I want you to smash that like button and follow and subscribe, hit the notification button if you would. Share the video, and just search Drivin Ivan in any car and you will find it. Follow me on social media. Drivin Ivan Cats here on YouTube, also on Instagram, and the real Drivin Ivan, leaving off the G in all cases. And you'll find my TikTok content as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. I do have music videos too. I bought a clone of John Lennon's guitar, and I play a Beatles song with it, actually, that I recorded. So a lot of music videos, Hotel California, play all the instruments. Some of my original songs, like Free Your Mind, has my car collection, and a lot of my musical instrument collection, if you're into that. So again, thanks for watching on this beautiful fall day here at the Hunt Country Classic. I'm Drivin Ivan.